I'm a big fan of Barry and Katelyn too.
I do like the ship name Snowbarry. I think it's cute.
Barry and Katelyn Snow, and that becomes Snowbarry.
Snowbarry shippers. The Snowbarry fans.
The Snowbarry fans.
You're a Snowbarry fan.
Snowbarry, yes.
The chemistry you had with Barry in that one episode kind of opened up my eyes to the possibilities. Is that something you'd like to explore, that you hope it might happen?
I think it would be really fun. You know, I'm very lucky that Grant and I do have such good chemistry together. I love working with him. And it's been a lot of fun. You know, there's layers of that we've sort of sprinkled throughout the show, and
Twitter is blowing up about you and Barry romance.
Oh, the Snowbarry, yes.
Oh my God, the Snowbarry.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't heard that before.
Oh, yeah. I'm new to it all too. This shipping thing was a new thing for me.
People ship you guys. They ship the Snowbarry. And could you see your character being romantically involved with Barry, even though that your fiance is coming back?
I think that they're really good friends and they really have connected on a special level. I mean, you know, there have been scenes that we have shot that actually haven't made it into a final cut because they're trying to slow the roll on that one a little bit. So I think right now they're just friends, and I think they sort of can relate on this element of being in love with someone that they can't be with. You know, Barry's in love with Iris. She's got another boyfriend. Caitlyn's in love with Ronnie. She thinks he's dead, but maybe he's not. So they can bond on that level right now.
And they both have lost very important people in their lives together.
Absolutely. So right now I think they're coworkers and they're friends. And
one of the things that, I mean, I've noticed already, and one of the things that's pretty common in these shows, is people starting to want relationships to build between people. Have you seen that already? And are you concerned about where that's going, like what people are doing with that?
I'm not concerned. I'm very excited for the relationship to develop between Barry and Katelyn. I think there's a lot. You know, you start to see it even in the third episode. She really confides in him, and they have a special connection.
That's good to see.
you also, from, you know, sort of the beginning, see the relationship between she and Barry, and, you know, I think that friendship will grow. They have they can relate to having lost someone, and, you know, that grief that you sort of carry around with you, and I think there's a kindred spirit in there.
The kindred spirit, would that lead to relationship, perhaps?
I think it definitely could.
Okay.
Hopefully we've got a long series to figure all that out. Everybody loves a good love triangle.
Sure, right.
Okay, and has her feelings for Barry Allen kind of gone away? It looked like she was starting to feel soft towards him.
I think Katelyn will always care about Barry and, want to make sure he's okay.
So how would you say that Katelyn's relationship with Barry is going at this point? Like, I mean, they did karaoke. That was awesome.
They did do karaoke. You know what? I think that they have a great relationship, and it's so nice to see that between these two characters. That she really cares about him and wants to see him do well.
And I know that you loved being drunk, Katelyn. So, what can we expect more drunk Katelyn or other aspects of Katelyn?
That's a question for Andrew Kreisberg more than anything. I would love for drunk Katelyn to come back, but I think it's a really awesome moment as it was.
What's the possibility for Barry and Katelyn?
Did you ask Andrew that question?
No.
You should have asked him
that question.
Yes.
He was going for a few spoilers there.
Was he?
Or rather, we were trying to get him to.
Yeah.
What would your thoughts on that be?
I love their relationship. It's fun. It's been fun to see it progress over the season. You know, the fact that she felt safe sort of getting a little bit out of control with him was nice to see.
Do you think Katelyn and Barry could get together at some point?
I think that's a question for Andrew Kreisberg more than for me.
What do you want to know?
She wants to know about Snowbarry.
Yeah, what's happening with Snowbarry?
Yeah, tell her.
You know more than these people do. You've done stuff.
Yeah, I've done stuff. I said Snowbarry shippers would be very excited for episode 19.
Yeah, they're going to die.
Which of the upcoming episodes is your favourite?
There's a lot of them. I think 19 is a really great episode for Katelyn specifically. So I think 19's got to be great. I really loved episode 19.
I loved episode, I think it was 19 so much.
I think it's episode 19. You get to see Katelyn and Barry interact a little bit more. I think the Snowbarry fans will be very excited by episode 19.
Snowbarry, I've not heard about this.
Oh yes, the Snowbarry.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh, this is the shipping groups online?
Yeah.
Any Barry and Katelyn friendship scenes anytime soon? Yes, actually, the episode we're shooting, 5:15 now, has a lot of Barry, Katelyn, Cisco scenes, which is really fun. Yes, there's definitely some scenes between Barry, Cisco, Katelyn. Some fun Barry, Cisco, Katelyn scenes. Can't wait for you guys to see.
You're really going to get to see Barry and Cisco work with Katelyn to help her find her dad. It's a pretty cool episode.
There will be some Barry Katelyn scenes that the Snowbarry fans will be very excited by.
But obviously, Snowbarry is probably not going to happen anytime soon. Is there?
And for all those Snowbarry fans out there who are still clinging on for life, like, do you feel like Katelyn even looks at Barry like that, or is it more of just like a best friendy thing?
As I've always said, like, look, hopefully we have many seasons to play out lots of relationships on this show. So, we'll see.
Are we going to get any more karaoke?
I want to so badly. It was so funny because that was such a scary scene for me to shoot. Like, I was terrified. And it's, people have responded really well. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm happy with the way it turned out. So I would love to do more of that sort of thing.
You rocked the karaoke last season.
Oh, God.
One of my favorite moments.
As an actor, I was terrified, but I actually think that was a good thing. So hopefully they'll give me more.
She does get a little carried away and decides to do a little karaoke. She and Barry decide that they're going to get themselves out there and try dating and see what happens.
I loved the drunk karaoke scene between Barry and Katelyn.
I did love the drunk karaoke scene, too.
I love the karaoke night. And drunk Katelyn is great. So,
drunk Katelyn.
Drunk Katelyn has been one of my most favorite moments in the series for her.
I would love to see the return of drunk Katelyn. It was fun.
When you're talking about the drunk Katelyn scene, it seemed like the writers were kind of maybe teasing the idea of Katelyn and Barry, like maybe.
Maybe, definitely, maybe. I mean,
are you on board with that, or is that something you're like, yeah, let's do that?
I trust our writers so much, and I love the direction that they're taking everything in, so it would be fun to play that out. There's a lot going on. Hopefully we have a long time to keep, exploring these relationships.
What's your favorite episode of the series?
I think my favorite episode of the series was the episode in which Barry and Katelyn go karaokeing.
Ooh.
It was so fun to see Katelyn really let loose, get a little tipsy, and not be totally in control the way she tends to be at Star Labs. So I think that was one of my favorites for sure.
The karaoke episode was one of my favorites.
What's your karaoke song?
7-Eleven.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Summer Lovin'.
Oh, that's cute.
There you go.
I liked it though. I liked it.
What is your favorite karaoke song?
I don't karaoke, so we'll say Summer Lovin', because that was the last song I karaoke to.
I know we got to see a really cute, Summer Lovin' duet with
Barry.
I'm curious about Katelyn's relationship with Barry, because I feel like obviously they both have other romantic things going on, but it seems like throughout season 1 we've seen them have some moments. Can you talk a little bit about what we're going to see between the two of them in season 2?
We just started season 2. I don't know. I think it's great. I mean, Grant and I were really good friends, and I think it's great that chemistry comes through on camera. So.
Everybody kind of liked the whole Barry Katelyn romantic teasing. What did you think about that?
I think it's great. Grant and I get along so well, and it's nice that translates on to camera.
Katelyn and Barry, their relationship has changed a lot since the show started. How would you define their relationship? Is it just friends? Is there some romance interest in there?
I think they are very good friends. They have a great relationship, and it's fun to sort of explore that and play with that, and we'll see where it goes.
Is Katelyn even remotely interested in Barry romantically?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I think in season 1 there was definitely some flirtation there, and you kind of saw it.
There's a lot of trust. I mean, they're both protecting these great men, and so they have that in common.
And do they both have feelings for these great men?
So many feelings. All the feels.
Are we going to get to see any more kind of romantic turns for Katelyn?
There is a chemistry between them.
that hopefully we will continue to explore as the years go on and that sort of thing.
About the fans who actually are rooting for Katelyn and Barry, you and Grant have great chemistry on screen.
Oh, thanks.
And they have a really sweet relationship too.
They do. They have a great relationship and they have a great friendship. And, you know, I'm anxious to see where it goes. I mean, if they ever were to pursue something like that, I think it becomes a little tricky because obviously these two characters work together and what do you do there? But yeah.
Do you remember the first time you saw someone do a hashtag of Snowbarry?
Very, very early on. This is my first experience with shipping, so it's been quite the education.
Yeah, you know, some people are still confused on shipping. Do you want to explain it to those who may still wonder what that exactly means?
I'm not sure I'm the expert on shipping, but my understanding is it's when fans decide what relationships or ships people should be in. So they ship people together like Barry and Katelyn Snow, and that becomes Snowbarry, or Katelyn and Ronnie, which is Snowstorm, because he's Firestorm. So I got options.
You do, you do.
I feel like she's sort of been stuffing it down, and Barry helps her start to deal with it. You know, they have a conversation, and he shares his loss, and she shares her loss, and I think they start to bond over that, and it's a way for her to sort of let go and start moving on.
So we're going to start seeing that healing process.
Absolutely. I mean, episode 1 of 3 is huge. I'll go back.
I think right now, you know, the relationship between Barry and Katelyn is just friendly, but they're bonding. You know, they have a very special connection because they've both lost someone. I do like the ship name Snowbarry. I think it's cute. Katelyn does a really good job of being a sounding board for Barry and his big secret of being in love with Iris. I think Barry and Katelyn can connect and relate on the level that they are both in love with someone that they can't be with. When we see her in the pilot, she's still really grieving and recovering from the particle accelerator explosion. And as the series goes on, you know, she's still very concerned about Barry and a little bit skeptical of all of his abilities. But as they get to work together week after week, she, you know, starts to really care for him and become very invested in changing the world and helping people.
I love how much Katelyn really looks out for Barry and how, you know, she's a doctor and she's interested in taking care of people and saving people, and she gets to do that with him a lot. It's great.
Katelyn's relationship with Barry is that, you know, she is his doctor and she does look out for him, but she also, you know, tries to be a grounding force and really guide him as much as she can when he'll listen.
When he'll listen.
The first one that comes to mind is there's a scene where Katelyn really breaks down with Barry after she finds out the truth about Jay. So I'm sad that scene wasn't in there, but hopefully you'll get to see it again.
And beyond that, you know, meeting Barry is also a huge inspiration because, like, how cool to see him and, you know, get our hands on him and figure out what's going on inside his body. Like, I think Barry has always pined for Iris, but he can't have her. So he's got to figure out what else is next. Maybe the sad scientist over here. I think it'll be great to tell Katelyn's story and to see, you know, what happens with Star Labs and to see what happens with Katelyn and Barry and see where their relationship goes.
So what are her true feelings for Barry?
What do you mean?
Well, you gave that look when he hugged Iris after Iris killed Savitar, and you turned around and it looked like you were upset that he went to her instead of you.
I think wasn't that because Savitar was getting up behind him?
Well, but there was still a little something else there going on in your eyes.
You're a Snowbarry fan, huh?
Could you tell?
Hi, so my question is, how was it for Grant and Danielle, and are you going to revisit the kisses between Barry and Katelyn, like with Hannibal Bates and with Killer Frost?
What do we mean by revisit? I don't...
Like no one told anyone, are we gonna...
Oh, like it's gotcha. We'll probably keep that between us.
Yeah, it's probably between us.
Between Hannibal Bates and Katelyn. Barry probably doesn't even know that happened.
You're right, he probably doesn't.
Yeah.
You should try and kill him.
Good question.
And then one quick question. Do you support the Barry-Katelyn ship?
I'm sorry. We have to move on.
I'm sorry.